History is not written in ink, but in the blood of those who dared to defy the gods. To understand the Sundering, the wound that nearly bled the world dry, one must first understand the man who held the blade. Malekith was born into a shadow that was both glorious and terrifying. He was the son of Inarion, the first Phoenix King, the savior who had held the line against the infinite tides of chaos. From his father, Malekith inherited a divine right to rule, a martial brilliance, and an expectation of absolute fealty. But Inarion had drawn the cursed sword of Cain, the god of murder, to save his people. In doing so, he doomed his lineage. From his father's cursed blade, Malekith inherited a latent darkness, a cold ambition that would simmer in his marrow for centuries. When Inarion fell, saving the world one final time, the princes of Ulthuan gathered in the shrine of Asuryan. Malekith stood ready to claim his inheritance. He was a warrior without equal, a general who had commanded armies, the rightful, logical heir. But the princes looked upon the son and saw only the father's potential for madness. They feared the cold steel in his eyes and the shadow of Cain that seemed to cling to his steps. They chose Bel-Shanar, a merchant prince from Tiranoc, a man of peace, a man of ledgers and compromise. Malekith did not scream. He did not rebel. Not yet. He bowed. He smiled. He pledged his blade to the new king with a grace that masked his boiling fury. But in that moment of silence, the great betrayal was born. To prove his loyalty, and perhaps to escape the suffocating peace of the royal court, Malekith led the Elven fleets away from Ulthuan into the terrifying unknown of the great ocean. This voyage sparked a new golden age of exploration. Malekith didn't just find new lands, he established the greatest Elven colony in history, the sprawling citadel city of Engra, built on the coast of the Old World. Under Malekith's rule, it became a wonder of white marble and shining silver towers, a capital that rivaled the cities of Ulthuan. It was a monument to his leadership, proof that he could build as effectively as he could destroy. It was from Engra that Malekith's greatest friendship was formed. He traveled deep into the world's edge mountains and met Snorri Whitebeard, the High King of the Dwarves. Snorri was a leader of absolute honor, as stubborn as the stone he lived in, and a warrior of incredible power. Where the elves prized agility and elegance, the dwarfs valued strength, resilience, and unyielding oaths. Malekith and Snorri Whitebeard found a deep, mutual respect that transcended their species' differences. They were opposites, yet they were both kings in all but name, defined by duty. Snorri trusted Malekith implicitly, calling him dwarf friend. They fought back-to-back against green-skinned hordes, cementing an alliance with blood and shared victory. Two races, at the height of their power, joined in a brotherhood that should have lasted for eternity. But distance does not heal a wounded ego. It only gives it room to fester. While Malekith conquered the physical world, creating an empire in his own image, his mother, Morathi, was conquering the spirit of Ulthuan. Left in the paradise of the inner kingdoms, Morathi grew bored and resentful. She was the first to recognize the cults of pleasure, shadowy cabals dedicated to dark, forbidden sensations and hidden knowledge. These cults were subtle at first, masked behind philosophical societies and artistic gatherings. But they sought to turn the elven heart, already naturally prone to excess, towards self-indulgent, decadent worship. Morathi didn't just observe these cults, she cultivated them, becoming their secret high priestess. She wove a web of political blackmail, psychological corruption, and dark magic that paralyzed the kingdom's leadership. When Malekith returned to his homeland expecting a triumph, he did not find a home. He found a kingdom divided by secrets and paralyzing indecision. Morathi, ever his most potent ally, whispered into his ear. She spoke of the prince's utter weakness. She painted the peaceful Phoenix King Bel-Shanaar as a pathetic placeholder, a man who had allowed the elves to grow soft. She told Malekith that he was the only one strong enough to purge the rot, and that the only way to save the elves from themselves was to seize the crown that was rightfully his. Malekith, seeing the decay of his father's dream, began to believe his own myth. He convinced himself that he wasn't seeking power for his own sake. He was the only one capable of wielding it. The end began with a great feast. Malekith, acting as the kingdom's self-appointed savior, accused the Phoenix King of being a cultist. He accused the princes of treason against Inarian's memory. But the true traitor was the one holding the gavel. Slow-motion chaos erupted as the doors of the Grand Hall slammed shut. Bel-Shanaar died in his own chambers, a victim of Malekith's cold, poisoned ambition. The princes were slaughtered by Malekith's elite guard. The white stones of the shrine of Asuryan, the holiest place in Ulthuan, were stained a color they could never wash away. This was the moment of destiny. If Malekith was the true king, the eternal flame of Asuryan would embrace him. If he was worthy, the god of the sun would bless his reign. He stepped into the massive white-hot wall of the fire, but the flame did not bless. It judged. It saw the murder in his heart, the cold ego, the rot in his very soul, and it rejected him. A scream that shook the world echoed through the shrine. He was cast out, his skin flayed, his lungs scorched, his beautiful face a ruin of charred meat and bone. He had sacrificed everything for the crown, and the crown had set him on fire. But Malekith would not die. Through dark sorcery and the unyielding iron will of his mother, a suit of black armor was forged, fused to his very flesh by the anvil of Hotek. The prince was dead. The hero was forgotten. In his place stood the Witch King of Nagaroth, a terrifying silhouette of spiked steel. The Sundering had begun, a civil war that would sink continents, break an alliance, and divide a race for 10,000 years. History is written by the victors, but the Witch King, he is still writing.